There we go. What's going on, guys?
Not too bad, and you?
Morning. It's really early morning for you.
It's 9 a.m. here. I'm East Coast.
Oh, you're East Coast. Oh, excellent.
It's early for Daniel and Noah. That's fair.
Ah,
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Early here too.
Good
I am
morning.
driving.
Nana, good morning.
Yes, I made it. I'm still
Oh, man.
at work, but so I think I will be here 10 minutes. Then I have to go on with my work. But it is 3 o'clock, 3 p.m.
Ooh,
So yeah, not finished yet.
that is early. Noah, did we want to do the stick with the form checks first?
Yep, we'll do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, one sec.
Sandra, did you get in touch with Jade?
Is Sandra here?
Is she not here?
Let's see.
I just assumed she was because she's a staple.
I don't see her yet.
Okay, I'm curious if she got in touch with my powerlifting people down in Texas. All right, let's see. I think Joe's the one that had the question. Let me see. I screenshotted some stuff. Uh, yeah, Joe, go ahead, let it play. Um, I have SIJ dysfunction and I've been cleared by PT to start spots. I just don't find them very natural. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. PT gave you the green light, so we're all good there. Um, your lower back doesn't like them. So lower back doesn't like them because we are getting into a little bit of flexion in the hole. And that is putting stress on that lower back. And the fact that you're just getting back into these, your lower back's probably not going to like them. It's a new stimulus, so it's creating kind of like some torsion on that lower back. What I want you to do is really focus on the brace. Focusing on the brace and squeezing your upper back together should bring that spine into neutral. So the combination of the two should take some pressure off your lower back. And even potentially dropping the bar down a little bit lower onto your traps and less on your neck might give you some better leverage that you won't feel as much in your lower back. Um, the block behind you to guide your movement, like you said in the post, is a great start. It is totally okay to build the squat from the top down. We need to get you comfortable. Like you said, they don't feel natural. We need to get them feeling natural in a safe movement pattern, and then we can really fine tune. So you're doing great. Next. Absolutely nailed it. Yeah, these are good. Ian, good job. I don't want to really change too much there because I know you've been working hard to get to this point. Let's just work with what we've got right now. Um, and see what this looks like in a couple weeks. This is a really good spot to be in. So, I mean, what I mean by that to everyone else is like it's not perfect, doesn't need to be perfect. in this sense, but in the realm of where he started, where he's at, this is pretty damn near perfect. If I wanted to nitpick it, I could talk about the hip shift slightly coming forward in the squat, in the hole, but it's really not that big a deal because he's not losing his position. So that's why I want him to work and get comfortable with this, because he's been grinding on his big three compound lifts. So I'm super stoked with how this looks. Next. He's got a fairly wide squat, but it works for him. The knees aren't caving, the hips aren't shifting. I don't really, like I said, I don't want to change too much here. Next. Low incline bench. A little bit more towards your face, Yik. That's really it. Everything else looks good. I don't see your legs or hips bouncing around. Drive that bar up. You see it trying to fight up right there. Well, you racked it that time, but drive that up towards your face a little bit more, especially on the incline. Next. Jimmy, good job on a stiff leg deadlift. I want to get that lumbar a little bit straighter. So exaggerate that cat-cow a little bit more. Push that belly button to the floor. Turn your tailbone to the sky. Let's get that lower back a little bit flatter and push your butt back a little bit more to help with that sensation. Otherwise, you're doing a fantastic job everywhere else in the lift. So good job. Next. He's pretty good. He's not coming up too far, and almost standing up with him. He's getting some good power. There's a dozen ways to do the same row. So I'm not a one size fits all with these. Everyone has slightly different goals. Iulian does a lot of like powerlifting style training, so I want to see him moving in a place that's generating power, and this is exactly that. So these are good. Well done, man. Next. Less elbow hinge. This isn't a tricep extension, this is a pullover. So make your elbows fixed at an angle at which the dumbbell will clear your head and keep them there. The main goal is to generate. I do kind of like a 45 and I keep them there just so I know I clear my head. But the main focus is that pulling motion, not the extension.
Nick, I also I want to chime in really fast with what Arnold would say on this one.
Sure.
Arnold would say, when you raise your hips up during the movement, you're losing the stretch. So keep your hips down, because that's his biggest adjustment for everyone doing the pullover.
Exactly what he did to Adam, isn't it?
Yeah. And it once you do it, it's true. You feel the stretch much more. But if you let your hips raise, you lose that stretch.
That video with Adam is hilarious because he lets out a.
Some of the videos are very funny.
And where do you place your shoulders on the bench?
Kind of. I mean, your shoulders are going to be kind of next to your ears, right? So They're kind of going to be towards the edge because you need to be in a position where your arms can rotate. Your arms have to be able to clear the bench. So if your shoulders are totally on the bench, you won't be able to get too far. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Because I saw people placing their heads on the bench. Some place their middle back on the bench. So
This
I
is
didn't know.
great placement. He's got free range of motion outside of his hips kind of kicking up a little bit, and his the main thing for me with the elbow bend, I mean, his shoulders can rotate pretty freely without being hindered by the bench.
Okay.
Next, I gotta be hard on him because he's Air Force sibling rivalry. Nerd. These are good. I just got done calling you a nerd, but these are good. I like these. The only thing, it's very subtle. When you're coming down in the hole, your elbows are very subtly kicking back this way, which is a big culprit in when that translates to flat bar bench, is a big culprit into that driving out front away from us. So we need to keep our elbows in that position. So you see how you kind of make an arch and you have to fight back towards your face. That's because of that subtle little elbow kick. So work on that. Think about kind of keeping your elbows almost like in a neutral grip on the way down and then letting them flare on the press. That might help with that a little bit. Big pinky squeeze on the descent. Next. All right, Nana. She's still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. These are really good. Move some weight.
Yes, I have now a lower back problem, so I'm easy on a weight now.
You can always do a chest supported row if your back's giving you problems.
Okay.
So you can do you see that incline bench over there? You could lay face down on that and do rows that way if it's a day where your back's giving you problems.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I will try. Yes.
But you're strong. Let yourself be strong.
Yes. Thank you. And also, you helped a lot with a suggestion you made last time with my stiff leg deadlift. I understood everything what you said. So, yes, I will follow this up.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Hit me with the next one, Noah. John, these are awesome. What I want you guys to pay attention to is if you notice on several of his reps, he does this more so than others. Much like an RDL or stiff leg deadlift, or even a deadlift for that matter, his hips glide back and the bar goes straight down. It doesn't come down and forward with a fold. The bar travels straight down, straight up. I can't hear anything he's saying right now, but it's fine. That's pretty much the goal with the squat. With anything with a hinge pattern, our goal is to get our hips to glide. So I believe it comes a little bit forward in the hole here. But I believe it's this one. Boop, hips slide back. That bar is just vertical. It comes back a little bit when he locks out, but this one, right up to there's virtually no deviance. That's a perfect bar path, give or take. That's a hard thing to do. So that's biomechanically optimal, if you will. So great job, John. Next. Reverse lunge. These are great. Good depth, good range of motion. Like it. He's not folding from the hips up. Beautiful. Next. Drop that chin a little bit. Create a nice neutral spine. I don't mean look down. I mean pull it back. It's hard to see me because I've got a mop hanging off my face. But we want to bring our chin this way, not look down. We get a little bit deeper, but I think we need to get you sitting slightly more to your heels just a little bit. Very subtle. Because your knees are a couple of the reps want to look like they want to push far forward. Overall, you're right there. You've got a lot of really big components, right? It's just a couple little fine-tuned things. So let's push for depth a little bit more on the next one. Next. I need to see these from the side angle. I mean, they look right. It's just yeah. I would go for like a 1 to 2 count hold at the top. So when you come up, instead of just like a pulse, it's like a bit, squeeze down, bit, squeeze down. Next. Yes. Thank you. Now I can see it all. Yeah, these are good. You just want to shoot for a little bit of a very short ISO. Very short.
Yeah, Nick, I think she mentioned, I don't know if she's here. I think she mentioned in the comments at some point that she's feeling it too much in her lower back.
I mean, you're
Please watch your Peppa.
Okay, my boss is here, so I'm back on duty, so I'm gonna bail out on you guys. But yeah, Nick, I think she said it was bothering her low back. Now I'm gonna go deal with the boss.
Yeah, so I mean that's our hinging point, right? So it's gonna contract from your upper, mid, and lower back, even down into your glutes. Because the posterior chain is the posterior chain. One way to help mitigate that is I want you to initiate with upper and mid back. So instead of initiating with the up and then finishing here, I want you to initiate here and then finishing with the up. So that means we engage from the top down. So everything's tight as it comes up off the floor versus everything's tightening after the fact. So from the bottom up versus the top down. I actually do these, but in a different method. I lay on my stuff because I have a mobility issue with my push press right now, which you're kind of seeing it in the thumbnail of the Q&A. And I actually do it with my arms down here and my palms supinated. So as I come up, I'm rotating here because I need to be able to get through and lock out. So that's part. It's a similar but different. So just start with the contraction here and then come up. You're gonna feel this in your lower back in some way, shape, or form. There's no avoiding that. But your technique is good. Just a 1 to 2 count isometric squeeze at the top. Next. This is like physical therapy shit. This is what I call homework. This is the stuff I do on my off days, glute bridges. Yeah. Glute bridges when we have no weight, again, same thing as the last one. This stuff, we really want to focus on tempo and the squeeze because there is no weight. So we can add more time and control rather than, we're racing against the clock, racing really hard underweight. So give it a little bit, slow these down a little bit up, really push those hips up into extension. I mean, as high as you can on the first couple of reps. And another good thing to practice is doing them single leg after the double leg. That's like the next graduating step. Once those start to get too easy, too routine, you can go from there. What's up, Benoit? I can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh yeah, sorry about. What's the difference between putting your weight on the heel and the flat foot?
In this?
Yes.
Not much, really. You might get
Not much.
Might get a little bit more like glute or hamstring activation, but you got to think like if our heel, are you talking about heel elevation?
Yes.
So if our heels are elevated, you got to think what that's doing. That's going to create more quad tension.
Okay. Versus heel.
Yeah. So this is something you'd honestly want to go toes up if you wanted to go. If you had to pick either toes down or toes up, like heel up or toes up, you'd want to go toes up because we're creating tension with our hamstrings has anyone ever done seated good mornings? So like a seated good morning is a good morning, but seated. We do them a lot in the strongman world. And I actually point my toes up because I feel it more in my glutes and my hamstrings versus when my feet are flat on the floor, I feel it mostly in my lower back. So something like this, if you were trying to get more hamstring feeling out of it, you could point your toes up.
All right. Thank you.
Next. Brilliant. Ryan, once again, you moved so well. Got a little bit out on that one, but that's okay. Good. Well done, man. You make my job easy.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I've honestly never seen this before in my life.
Skier swings.
They're what?
Skier swings.
Yeah, this is a new one.
Adam did a video for these.
Yeah, that is an entirely new movement for me. I've seen like ski ergs. That's what it looked like to me right away. It looks like if I were to equate it to anything, I mean, it's essentially a good morning with momentum. So I'll have to get with Adam on that, but I'm not going to coach something I'm not familiar with. Obviously, it's a hinge pattern, and he's got all the not seeing this before. You look for the same things in a hinge pattern. That regardless if he's swinging them, if he's got the bar on his back, or if he's doing a kettlebell swing or a Zercher, the hinge pattern, the necessary requirements universally are all the same. And if you look, his butt's gliding back. He's simply hinging at the hips. He's not bending at the back. So he's doing all the things right. As far as the little intricacies that come with that specific movement with the swing and whatnot, I've never seen it before, so I'm gonna have to educate myself on it. But as far as the hinge mechanics go, he's got them.
That's in the dumbbell dominance program.
Nice. Carlee's such a sound deadlifter. She's been regularly submitting the last 3-4 weeks. And her deadlift's just, I mean, every now and then a rep has some little variance, but for the most part, she's cookie cutter. A little bit of bar sway there. Let me see that one more time. She let the bar settle that time on the first rep. So one of the things I pointed out was when she pulled herself into position, which is a good thing, she was pushing that bar out away from her, creating that forward roll, which we see there, and it had to come back. Carlee, I would set the bar out slightly further away from you. So whatever use the top of your foot as your visual. And then what I've done in the past, since you have black socks on, I've taken chalk and I've drawn lines on the top of my feet, like a black sock, to designate a marker to find where I want that bar. Because if I'm too close and you get down in position, it pushes the bar away. If you're too far away, then the bar has to swing into you, right? So that's a good little cue checker to find out where on your foot that needs to be. So when you pull into tension, you're right where you need to be. This is being incredibly picky. So good job. Next.
I'm visualizing her just moving right onto the car and picking it up.
Strong man. All right, Jeannette submitted another video. Good. Yeah, these are better. She's keeping those elbows high. She's not kind of rotating. She's doing it. That's a high pull. Good job, Jeannette. Well done. Next. Okay, so these are basically a dumbbell variant of the kettlebell swing. Jeannette, let's get a little bit more legs. Think like as you come down off the swing, you arrest it by bending at the knees into like a quarter squat, and then you finish with the hinge, and then initiate with the hinge and pop with the legs. Get some explosion out of it. It's like 85% there. Just some little fine-tuned things. So quarter squat to arrest that momentum to get more leg drive, and then assist it with the hinge. Next. Good. Out, tension, brace, squat. Nice. Dave, these are really good. We get a little bit of a fold in the hole, and I think that's you pushing for that extra little bit of depth. You're so far below the depth plane, you don't need to fold down to fight for that extra little bit of depth. You're already in there. So try and keep that posture. Think about driving your back into that bar, like literally trying to get the monkey off your back. So fantastic job. You've already got plenty of depth. You don't need to reach for it and let it kind of fold you in the bottom. So just when your hips stop, keep that chest proud. Next. So we got a pin squat. This looks good. Yes. Scott, brilliant job. That nice vertical bar path. I mean, every rep looks the same. He looks comfortable. Scott, well done. This might be one of the best pin squats I've seen so far on here. So, well done.
How does a pin squat differ from a regular squat?
A pin squat, you start in the hole. A squat, you walk out, you unrack, you walk out, and then you squat.
Okay.
Starting in the hole. So you're starting, you have to generate tension at a point where tension is needed the most. Next. Yeah, these are pretty good. Just a nice traditional preacher curl. Get a little bit more squeeze at the top, my man. So instead of just bit, just 1,000 down. Want that contraction. Next, time under tension is your friend. I think this is my first time seeing Elise's last name. Did you play sports as a kid? Because I feel like that name went like armpit to armpit. It was one of those. All right, we wanted a little bit more range of motion, and she's got it. I'm telling you, she's automatic. Keep pushing your chest out a little bit as you squeeze. So a lot of people tend to cave. Keep that driving that chest out. Yeah, she's fighting now. Come on. Nice work. Next. She had that body language of like, why do I do this shit as she's getting up out of the we've there. Your position's great. The point at which your hips come through is a little late. So they should be coming through now versus kind of coming up and then hinging back. We want your hips to meet the bar. We don't want you to pull the bar back. So I want you, as soon as you feel it's possible, I want you to slam your butt cheeks together and try and snap the bar in half as you come up. We don't want that nice soft hips coming through. We want violent hips coming through because that's a weight it looks like you could really focus on accelerating. So I want to see that acceleration after it breaks the floor, and then I want to see those hips come through with pure vengeance. Next. But your position looks good, so I don't want to change that. What is this? What happened? Last week's set of videos too. Last week, yeah. Did I not do the touch and go correctly? Not tested on that max and probably should. What is a better approach to loading the bar, going by feel or percentage of the 2 rep max? My goal is to deadlift a 275 in 2018. That was close I ever got. I'm guessing that was in regards to our video we watched earlier. Oh, Carlee, I was telling you to not do the touch and go. Like no touch and go, which you were pretty much doing because you were resetting every single time. You were pulling in, you weren't just kissing the floor and coming up, if I remember correctly. And that was the goal because that's what carries over into our 1 rep. We're not coming down and then starting our 1 rep. We're coming up the floor dead stop. So set up that first pull is incredibly important. So being able to set up on every single reps how we achieve that. All right, let's see, Benoit.
Yes, so those are supposed to be straight leg deadlift, but I saw the video by Adam and he was touching the ground, and I think I should have stopped higher.
Slightly, like maybe an inch. Like you round slightly at the bottom. I mean, it's a matter of an inch, man. Like,
Yeah,
and the flexion that is happening is not even that bad. So you're
they
okay.
they actually more look like legged than straight leg, right?
Bird of a feather.
Okay.
I don't do. I've never ever coached someone doing it with perfectly straight legs.
Okay.
I always do a slight knee bend. Even
Okay.
so, I pretty much only run with like a stiff leg and an RDL. And even then, I'm not even picky between those two because again, they are very much to. I typically opt for more the good morning over an RDL because of where the load is, and then I leave the RDLs be the RDLs just because a lot of people struggle to really get the significant difference between the two because they're
Yeah.
not a significant difference. It's subtle. It's a nuance. So if you got some slight knee bend, that's fine, but your range of motion is getting much, much better. Like you were doing these basically down to your knee before.
Would it be a good thing to roll my hamstrings before doing that so that I can get more stretch, or
Could be.
because I feel they are very tight, and I've done that on Sunday and they are still a bit sore.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm working anything like hinge pattern days, whether it's like squat or deadlift, typically I have both in the same day. At least that's how I was training. My hamstrings and quads got a lot of attention in my warm up and my stretching.
Okay.
Um, they always do, but they get more on those days. So yeah, it could be worth a shot. Give it a try.
Yeah. All right.
Next.
Clean and press
Okay.
first time, so using lightweight.
It's pretty good. Um,
I don't know at what time I should be hinging with my or pushing it forward with my hips. Sometimes it happens that I fear about my groins.
I don't want you to think about this like it needs to look like an Olympic clean. Um,
Okay.
because that's a whole process to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about as you accelerate it, not to swing it out away from you, but to get it up and then rotate underneath of it.
Okay.
So think about accelerating it and catching it. So see how here you lean back and you're having to swing the bar back towards you. I want
Mm-hmm.
you to try and accelerate it so it comes up like a high pull and then you catch.
Okay.
Let's just keep that as our focus and then we can build on it from there.
Yeah. Thank you.
These aren't bad. What is that? I'm assuming that just wasn't. Is it not cooperating now? There we go. These are good. He's got great hip mobility. He's not super wide. He's pretty much high bar. Gabriel, fantastic.
Thank you. Anything to improve?
I want to see what happens when you get under some heavier weight and see what comes out.
Okay, we'll try next week.
That'll tell me what breaks down first and what needs to be improved. It's light enough that it's just everything's completely intact.
Okay, I will submit one next week.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, these are pretty good. So those hips are gliding back. That bar's got a pretty straight bar path. Now we're starting to get into some flexion, so we're starting to get tired. So really pay attention to your brace, Jonathan, and keeping that, instead of looking down, focus on something, I don't know, looks like you're kind of close to the wall. Either way, let's get your eye line up because I want your neutral from the back of your head to your tailbone pretty much. So dropping that head, it looks like when you do it, you fold more than when you don't. And it's subtle, but it makes a difference. Next. Okay, this is better.
Okay.
Still getting into some flexion. I want you to do the same thing I'm having Noah do. I want you to do before each set, I want you to do like 5 reps of cat cow on your hands and knees. And then when you get to the bar, I want to see you do that same cat cow maneuver in position.
Okay.
For 3 reps and then pull on 4.
All right, so cat cow to practice and then grab the bar, cat cow, and do it again and jump.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Next.
All right, so this is a top 1/4 squat.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to go lower or if that's the right set of the pins.
Yeah. I just don't want you folding down. You see, look, your hips stop and then you kind of fold down to meet the bar, to meet the pins.
Yeah.
I want you to sit down to meet the pins.
Okay.
And add a little bit of tempo. So I want you to go down onto the pins like there's eggs on them. And you're trying not to get them to crack. So just bit, then stop, up.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Next. That'll look good. Yeah, so the position was actually pretty good. It's almost a deficit with the size of those plates. You don't need to go solo, Felix. There. Because then we start to reach with our lower back. So right there is pretty much that low mid shin is pretty much where I want you to kind of live for a bit. Everything else you're doing great. Really just remember push that butt out back behind you. But you've got the important things correct. Next. All right, Miss Bonnie.
There's 2 videos. You asked front and side, so.
Okay, so your hips stop and you fold. You still maintain a neutral back, but you see how your hips come up and then you unfold.
Yeah.
You're two-piecing it. And you're prepping for a meet eventually, right?
Just in deadlift. So, but this is, I mean, I bench more than I can squat without collapsing. I don't know how to fix it.
We need to get you sitting instead of folding because this for you is just a matter of figuring out. There's no way your bench is stronger than your legs.
Yeah.
So
See, I feel myself collapsing, and I don't know how. Is there? Should I sit on a bench behind me or something?
yeah, box squats and tempo are a good way to nip that in the bud. And you're gonna hate tempo because it's gonna feel like an eternity. Um, are you on a specific program right now? I know you have a trainer.
Not in particular. We're just working on the bench and the deadlift.
So your squats, we want to slow down. We want to let's start doing like a 5 count eccentric.
Okay.
So 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 up.
All
So
right.
do that to a box, or you can string a band across the pins as a physical marker. So when you feel it touch your butt, you know you're there, and then you come up. Now, what we're looking for in your depth is hip crease to break the kneecap line. So you've got about 2-3 inches. And so I would take those pins that are on that rack that you're in. I take them down to that bottom hole.
Bottom hole. Got it.
Then run a band across. And then you want the band to kind of hit where your hamstring and glute meet. So that like crease when you're standing in where your butt cheek creases with your thigh, that's
Yep.
kind of what you're aiming for at the bottom of the squat as a target. Because if you're too far forward, it'll hit your hamstring and then you won't be as deep. If you're too far back, you might miss it.
Yep.
So let's add some tempo into that and get you comfortable before we really dive in super deep and get you comfortable with that range of motion and then work from there. So with that tempo, you're going to go lighter. You're going to go even lighter.
All right.
All right?
Thank you.
Yes. Let's see the other angle. Okay. Foot width looks I don't dislike it. I love how you drive your knees out over your toes. That's mainly what I was looking for to see if there's any sort of collapse. Um, have you tried squatting slightly narrower?
No, but I would be more than happy to.
Let's try it. Let's see if that will allow us to, because sometimes when we get too wide, we tend to fold more because we have that room. So
Okay.
bring them in slightly. I mean, like half of a foot width. Nothing crazy. Bring them in slightly, keep driving those knees out, and that might give you a little bit more quad help in the hole, and might make you feel a little bit more comfortable.
All right. Thank
If
you.
not, we can always come back.
All right.
Next. Perfect. Elbows pretty much aren't moving at all. All extension. Next. Yeah. I mean, that's right where you want to be. Those are always tricky because you get a dumbbell that's too big, it clocks you in the back of the head.
Haven't done that yet, luckily.
Not fun.
I can tell my wife I did two things right.
Yeah. Lateral. Yeah, those are pretty good. I mean, he's getting a little bit of body English, but that's okay. I always tell people with these is that one of the biggest kind of things I see, and it's basically your body just recruiting more muscle because it's not an advantageous leverage position, is they typically suck their shoulders up when they try to do it. Versus I try to tell people when you go out and around, reach out away from you to avoid your traps trying to get in trying to do that work. So reach as you're coming out and around, reach away from you, and you should really feel it hit that delt head. And that's it. All right, so Q&A portion.
Nic, when you say reach out, do you keep the elbows a little bit bent, or still bent a bit, or completely straight?
Preference.
Just a preference.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you can. I have a little bit of bend, just because that's more comfortable. But whether I lock my elbows or I whatever doesn't hurt, it's an assistance movement. So, um, as long as you're loading the delt, you're fine. This is you're a big thinker. Don't think so much on that. Just think about trying to create two really big half circles around you and reach out to create those lines. Whether you end up locked or whether you end up slightly bent, see what feels the best.
Okay.
Do it by feel, don't do it by thought.
Thank you. I think too much, yes.
Q&A, yeah. Who's got questions? Let's see what you got. Let's get them answered.
Nic, I have a question on the close grip bench press. Is the bar travel the same like the flat bench, the regular bench, let's say? Not the flat bench, the regular bench press.
What the same?
The bar travel, is it the same with the regular
Yeah.
bench press?
The input's the same. It will visually look different because you're at a different angle, but the input is still the same.
Okay. And the elbow is the same, right? Everything is the same. It's just okay. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Of course. Roscoe asked, can you suggest a way to do seated calf raises at home? I slap 55-pound go ruck pack on my knees and top it with a 52.5-pound dumbbell. The twisting I go through to get this set up is an injury waiting to happen. I mean, I don't know what equipment you have. So, one thing you can do, If you don't like that, you can also do just completely swap it for a standing calf raise. Put a barbell on your back like you're gonna squat. I've seen people use 2x4s. I've used paper plates. I've used anything to put your toes on so you can get into an extension with your heels. If seated's not an option, seated, as long as you have anything to sit on, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to stack stuff on your legs. I don't really see another way around that. Um, so if you're super worried about that, just do a standing calf raise. You're still getting work done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've got an old Smith machine that has sleeves that ride up and down instead of the bearings,
Mm-hmm.
which when I'm doing some exercise, it can all of a sudden start resisting. And then I've got pushing against more weight than is actually on the bar. Do you have, I put some lubricant and stuff on to help, but do you know, it's a metal sleeve, so I'm trying to figure out.
I avoid Smith machines at all costs personally.
Okay. Yeah.
So I won't be much help there because if I see a Smith machine, I'll go find the heaviest dumbbells I can find and squat and do stuff that way.
Okay.
Just because I feel as though they restrict or limit or force you into a field plane of movement that otherwise you wouldn't naturally be in. But if it's what you got, I mean, WD-40 PB Blaster, get a tube of grease and slap that on there. Like, I'd
right.
throw the whole kitchen sink at it, see what works.
Yeah, I got it just so I could work out without a spotter. So,
yeah. Anyone else? No?
Nick,
No more?
I have a question quick. I don't know if it's quick, but the dumbbell high pull.
Okay.
What muscles is it we need to use for that? I mean, I'm puzzled because every time I use it, I'm not sure if I'm doing it right or wrong, and I cannot find the way for it.
Upper back delts, front delts, rear delts. It's kind of a combination because it is a compound movement. So it's kind of like everything. If we're doing it strict, I think everything from here up is doing something.
Okay. And then do you move it like straight up, or is it like, or you have to?
The bar should always be in a straight plane, yeah. When it comes to especially if you're moving it explosively.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Maybe I make a video then. Thank you.
Make a video, let me see.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I got some questions on the app here. Lisa Sinclair, last few times I've tried wide grip pull-ups, I've noticed my left side struggling. I wouldn't say painful, just more of a weakness. I'm gonna guess you're right hand dominant. I haven't had any injuries that I'm aware of. Should I do something like a few more reps on shoulder press on the left side to help strengthen that side when I'm training? No, because your body works synergistically. So if you're working out the same, thing on each side, you're not going to offset it by doing a couple more reps, right? And odds are you're probably right hand dominant. So you will. This is where people try to get too into the weeds. That's totally normal to have one, like on a grip event, my left hand always goes first. I'm right hand dominant on most things. I shoot pool left-handed. I eat left-handed, but I'm weird. I'm ambidextrous on a lot of things. But my right hand and arm, my right arm is my dumbbell arm. I train both up to about 60%, but anything after 60%, the risk versus reward isn't there because I'm not using my left arm for a circus dumbbelling contest. So, yeah, my right arm's stronger, but like visibly, you're not going to see a difference. You're not when I do pull-ups. Don't overthink this. It's okay. It's normal. Do some unilateral work. So single arm. Whether it be like a single arm cable pull down, so you can really focus on that left side. Because what's going to happen is when you're doing, say, like pull ups, that right side's going to try and pick up slack. It just is. So if you do unilateral work to kind of help mitigate that, that could help. But I wouldn't be doing a few more reps on one versus the other, though. So, I mean, you can always post a video, see what's going on. Maybe it's something restricting something, and I can take a look and see what's going on. That's always an option. Joe Robinson, I can't make the live, but we'll submit a video. I have an SIJ dysfunction. Oh, that's what we covered her. Jonathan Thompson. Had to go squatting to a lower box. Don't think I was getting much lower than last time, but definitely was feeling the legs more than usual. I did lower weight slightly on my second set, which is the one I shared today. I'm not sure if I should lower it more to try and increase the depth. Yep, still struggling to not look down well as kept moving. Yeah, your depth has improved. Another question. I recently had an x-ray of my spine and found that I have grade 1 anteriolisthesis. So that is a type, anteriolisthesis is a type of spondy. Grade 1, that's good because it's a grade 1 through 4. And 4 being the worst. So basically, what spondy is an acronym for a really big fucking word. And there's different types. There's degenerative, there's congenitive, there's acute, there's different types. And this is one of the types within that injury. Basically, if you have your vertebrae, spondy is basically when the vertebrae kind of sits forward and can slide off and pinch. So depending on the grade, depending on the type, mitigates what your risk factors are. I'm being referred to a spine specialist, but was wondering if you would have any advice on anything I should avoid doing. I'm going to hear what your spine specialist has to say because I'm not a fucking physio. And I don't want to hurt you. The physio sent me for a scan, didn't seem too concerned. Grade 1, that's, like I said, that's good. To carry on doing what I'm currently doing unless anything irritates it. Makes sense. Looking online, advice seems to be stop lifting weight. Stop looking online. Listen to your physio that has hands on your body. Stop with the WebMedMD. Stop with going to forums. You know, you're not building a motorcycle here. You're not going to find your answers on forums. Listen to that physio because the physio wants you to work out. The physio wants you to get stronger. So I'm not gonna. This is a classic case of you're trying to get input from too many different outlets. Right now, work with your physio, get a game plan, and build from there. Because by the looks of how you were moving in your video, you're doing a good job. So we can keep working on form, being that I'm aware of this condition. I have an understanding of kind of what it entails, but the physio needs to be the guide on weight and effort because he's got hands and view of your spine. So we can keep working on form, absolutely, but it's at your physio and your body's pace. Don't stop looking online. It sounds like you got a good physio. Tom Davies, what's everyone's thoughts on working out with mild fluid? Don't be a. I'm just kidding. So here's the thing with that. I ran through this with Ketch in his most recent prep. There are times and places when you're sick when you can work out. And there are times and places where you're only going to tax your nervous system and potentially prolong the sickness or make it worse. because you shouldn't be working out in a manner that does tax it. So typically on the tail end of being sick is when I would start working out again. When you're coming down with it in the peak of it, don't push the envelope. Let your nervous system focus on your immune system. So when you are coming out of being sick and you feel like you start getting better, that's not, I'm going to go get a hard workout in to make up for it. Nope. Just go move. Don't do anything over like 50%. Just go move, keep effort low, get blood pumping, let your body feel good, go home. With that being said, if you are training in a commercial gym and you're sick and you're coming in, you're the asshole. Let's make that clear. Because there's nothing like, powerlifter getting sick right before a contest because people, I'm sick, I'm gonna go get a workout in. You're the problem. I lived in a private gym. Oh, is my microphone not?
You went on mute for 10 seconds.
That was weird. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I lived in a private gym, so I have the luxury of being able to be an asshole and lifting when I'm sick. Any other questions before we pack this up, or
You got any tips to help with shoulder tightness, like stretching, or I mean, it's just my left shoulder, which it's really
what
odd.
when you say shoulder tightness, is it tight in a certain plane, range of motion?
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
can't.
it's just when I'm trying to get my arm up this way.
So this way,
No, that's fine.
just
It's a
this
little
way.
worse going like this.
Yeah, so what you can do is put your elbows on a bench, hold like a PVC pipe or something, and then scoot your elbows in so they're inside your wrists, and then try and put your head down between them
Okay.
as far as you can, basically pulling your elbow up. And then you can do the same just like this. If you kneel in front of like your bench, put your elbows flat like this, try and push your head down between them. You might have to get a little bit out here to try and open that up a little bit. Um, it should hurt in the context of a stretch, not in the context of my shoulder's about to blow out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so at what point would I say, oh, my shoulder's about to blow out?
Sharp pain versus like everyone knows what ow that hurts so good stretch pain feels.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So give those two
Trying to avoid a trip to the doctor is all.
yeah, give those two a shot, like ease into them, man. Just ease into them.
Okay.
Start slow, crawl, walk, run. And then let's see how those work. Another thing you can also do is Cuban presses, like 2.5 pound plates. Come up, here, 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 down, boom.
Okay. Okay.
And 3 sets of 10 of those. That kind of gets, I would do them before you do your stuff so you get float in there. They're warm, they're awake, and then go into those intense stretches.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
Cool.
Nick, when's your Christmas party?
Oh man, I don't have a Christmas party.
You don't have a Christmas party. Okay.
No, I'm a low key holiday dude.
Okay.
I'm not it just holidays, I feel like do the opposite. They add more stress than anything else. So like I don't even like holiday food. Like why has it gotta be turkey and ham? Why can't it be steak?
We do
Yeah, I
brisket
get that.
here.
Why we gotta pick I mean, I'll go after the turkey legs, don't get me wrong. I'll eat the shit out of turkey legs, but like why can't it be steak? Why can't it be, good cuts of why's it gotta be ham?
How about venison?
Yeah, venison. I mean, let's do some backstrap or beef chuck. Like, let's party. We're gonna do it. My best friend's in seventh grade. He's the varsity baseball coach at the high school, and that's like my charity work is I do all the preseason strength and conditioning in the winter and early spring before they start their season. His family has been doing a Christmas party. It's actually this Saturday for as long as I can remember. And that's what me and my family do. We just go over there and hang out and he's got kids now, so I have to put my Uncle Nick hat on and do all that. But it's like the one party a year where I can actually like moderately get kind of wasted because I'm in off season. Everything else, just I kind of show face and eat food. So that's kind of all I do.
So if I've got I coach a girls travel softball team, 18 and under. So they're mostly 16 to 18. Would you be able to do a thing for them like you do for the baseball team?
I could. I would. I mean, we need to get some waivers. You know, being that I'm basically kind of covered in with all the stuff they sign for the baseball team. To be totally transparent, I don't know shit about ball and bat sports. I was a hockey and lacrosse player.
Right.
But I don't need to. I teach fundamental strength. I understand we need to be strong in unilateral movements. We need to have a strong cross plane, twisting with the throwing and the swinging. And that's all I really need to do. The fine-tune stuff like throwing a ball, that goes down to the throwing coaches, the pitching coaches. I'm just generating. A lot of people mess up when they're like, "Oh, that's not functional in my sport." If you can squat 400 pounds, you're going to be a faster sprinter.
Yeah.
Like, because it's the rate at which you can move weight, right? So it throws people off when I tell them I run a sub 5 second 40. Like, I'm incredibly explosive. And that comes down to moving with power, right? So we ingrain power, we ingrain strength at a fundamental level. High school kids are a little bit of a different animal because, and I don't know if it's this generation or what it is, but like the athlete pool in just how strong, at least for the boys, the girls have seemed to be a different case from what I've seen a little bit, but the boys are squishy. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like if it's these COVID kids or whatever the hell it is, these iPad kids.
Video games.
But like I remember last year we had like 6 or 7 kids in the upperclassmen that were strong, and then now there's like 2. And the incoming freshmen, I mean, I don't know if it's because I grew up in the generation we were ding dong ditching. Basically, that's just sprints over and over and over again. And you're not sprinting to get away. You're sprinting to run faster than your friends so they get caught and you can laugh at them. Like that's or putting M80s in mailboxes, which is now a felony. Like dumb shit like that. You know, it got, whether you realize it or not, it got you out, got you running, got you exercise, and you're doing these things. You're fighting with your friends, you're wrestling, like you're playing sports outside. Like that's just, I don't know if that's the difference, but I've had to really, really, really focus on a lot of neural work with these kids because of their inability to establish a movement pattern. It takes longer. It almost to the point where like it's at the same pace. This is going to sound really terrible. It's like at the same pace as someone like my cerebral palsy clients. Like, and they take longer than others, where some of them, they just never got taught and then it clicks right away and then they're good. So with high school kids, it's such a wide range of variance because they're made out of rubber. So yeah, where is where do you do all this stuff at with this team?
So we use St. Paul girls' school gym, and we use Concordia Prep, but we can come out to Westminster area if that's helpful. I take the team to different things that I can set up for them that are helpful to kind of expand their thinking and help them. And I think hearing you talk about strengthening and coaching them would be great.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, I don't know what days you're typically doing this on. So I will preface with this. It's been no one knows. I've been looking forward to a break in this off season and doing stuff, and but I'm loosely planning. I got to figure out if I want it yet. If I'm ready to commit to it. Could potentially be going into prep to break my world record on the axle clean and press in the animal cage at the Arnold, which I'll have to weigh in. It'll be a prep. So right now it's at 375. My coach had me mess around and play with the axle. I almost put up 385 in training, just messing around. So that made me tempted to be the first 90 kilo to put us into the 400-pound clean and press mark ever. So I just got to figure out if I want it, because that will take up an incredible amount of bandwidth. With that being said, email Catch.
Okay.
People put you in contact with me, and then we don't have to take up all these people's time figuring out the details and figuring out what's what. And you and I can email back and forth, and I'm sure we can figure something out, whether I come in and do some sort of course with you guys, and either, I don't know if it's just you or you have other staff, I can coach the coaches alongside to, know what to look for, how to spot correctly, what to do with some of these kids, and how to basically weight train at a high school level. So when I'm not there, you guys are confident and are equipped. We can absolutely figure that out.
Cool. I think everybody here is enjoying listening to your stories.
Oh boy.
And finding out that you're going for possibly.
So everybody keep that on the down low. Do not put it out that. Yeah, I mean, I've got a judge that has agreed to it. Strongman Corporation has agreed to sanction it. I'm going into this like, if at any point I don't feel like doing it, I'm not forcing it. Because the risk is incredibly high, and if I'm not going to go into it like I did at Worlds where I wanted to want it, but I didn't. I was just supposed to. So this is going to be if I want it. If not, I'm just going to go to the Arnold. I'm not competing at the Arnold. I don't feel like doing a full-blown contest for a while. Plus, not competing for 2 days will give me way more access to anybody that comes for the Pham Club will have way more access to me. I have more around. Where's the world record? It's boom, one and done. Noah, ideally Friday would probably be the best. So I weigh in Thursday, Friday, and then I don't have to weight cut during the whole festival and be miserable. So that's it seems like a happy median where I can still be incredibly involved with you guys and also selfishly make some more history.
Hey, Nick, don't
tell
worry.
Noah to edit all these things out.
Yeah, no, it's like Mission Impossible. This message will self-destruct in 10 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, sorry, no, you can't post this thing on YouTube now. We got any more questions before we get moving?
I'm just curious, how long is your off season, and what do you change about your training and nutrition during that time?
Well, for 2 weeks, I eat like a complete asshole. I like crushed $60 worth of Taco Bell 2 days ago.
You're paying for that the next day, man.
I went to McDonald's after coaching at the high school last night. So off season, when I actually get into like off season training, I probably maintain about 60% nutrition. That 40% allowance is just keeping my brain happy, keeping the dopamine moving. And then we typically train for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks with no big compound movements. We kind of train like a bodybuilder. Like my squat variation is like a hack squat. My deadlift variation is broken down to either RDLs or good mornings. I go to gyms I don't normally go to. Like there's a really cool place down in Rosedale called Exile. And one day a week, my coaches like lift intuitively, do whatever seems fun. And I'll go there and use machines I've never even seen before. Um, and it's fun. So it's kind of like that for 3, 4 weeks, just to kind of really reset. And he emphasizes, look, if there's a day where you don't feel like training in this 3 week block, don't do it. So, because I have that luxury now, which is something I normally don't. Then we go into like a soft GPP phase. That's just like general strength, squat, bench, deadlift, overhead. Um, and we work on high volume. Typically, we're running like Norwegian method, so it's a lot of volume. We're keeping the way below maximal weight. We're keeping tempo up, so I'm working with weight that's like 50 to 70%. So it's not I don't get beat up. And then I'm typically around in the past, I have about 3 to 4 months off season, and then I have about 8 months season.
Okay.
It's and then after that GPP phase, that's kind of in that time is where we figure out my schedule. And then we start slowly after that phase, we go into like pre-prep. We start reintroducing some strongman stuff that's going to be like one strongman movement a week for a few weeks. And then once we hit about the 8 to 10 week mark, nutrition we go from like 60 to 80% to 100%. And then that's where I'm at the rest of the year.
So you're saying after 8 to 10 weeks of the off season, or is that 8 to 10 weeks before your competition?
8 to 10 weeks before is really where like the training takes off.
Okay.
Where we really start hitting the gas pedal. 12-week block for me is just we do it. Okay, we typically save the 12-week block for like worlds. But 8 to 10 weeks is plenty of time because when you've been doing this stuff long enough, there's not really a new implement, right? Whereas like things like sometimes we'll encounter natural stones. I can't really train for that specific stone anyway because it's a natural stone. It's a one-off. They went and found it somewhere. So I just train that. I train natural stones with sandbags. Other than that, like I know a log, I know an axle, I know a circus dumbbell, I know a deadlift bar, I know a frame, I know farmers, I know sandbags, I know sandbag throws, things like that. So I don't need an incredibly long familiarization block. We just need a couple weeks to get the juices flowing before we really hammer in the strongman training. So it's typically in that 3 to 4 month period. It's just a nice slow taper off at the beginning. Like my first 2 weeks after contest, shit, I didn't lift at all. I didn't even want to lift it at the gym. That was new this year. Typically I'll do like a week of that, but like I got to week 2 and I'm like, I'm still not ready to go back in the gym. So it's kind of where I'm at and what I need at the end of each season, but I typically train like a bodybuilder for 3, 4 weeks, and then we start my general strength stuff.
Cool.
Anybody else? Going once? Going twice?
Good.
I'm really late to the party, but if you still have some time to do 2 form checks, I lost track of time cleaning with time zones.
Are they in there? No, we can hit them real quick.
All right. I'm looking for them, my bad.
You good?
That's okay. I appreciate you. Normally I'm on time with these. I just glance at the clock. I'm like, oh shit.
Looking for them. I don't see them in there, but maybe I missed. Yeah, I don't see them in there. Oh wait, I got them. Sorry, just showed up.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I didn't know if I failed to push the button.
Oh, you're all good. 1 second.
I upped the weight on this one finally. I was able to figure out how to strap more to my dowel rod barbell.
It's like a bent over row.
Yeah.
Push that chest out some more. Think,
What do you mean?
think that cat-cow position.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. And row to your belly button.
So bring it in closer to me as it's coming up, like a slight
As you
diagonal.
come up, row to your belly button and keep that chest proud in that cat-cow position.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
This was 90 pounds. I went crazy on this one.
Those are good, but same cue as an RDL or a stiff leg deadlift. Think about pushing your butt back.
Okay. So I kind of stick it out on that way down there.
Yeah, so the hinge is good, but we want your hips to track back and forth. So as you
Okay.
come up, the initiator is squeezing your glutes, your hips come through. As we go back, you feel that stretch in your hamstrings.
Awesome.
The
All
hinge is-
right.
yeah. Cool. Too easy.
Okay, one last question. Nic, what do you want for Christmas?
What do I want for Christmas? Not be
Apart
so-
from an 8x10 of me dressed as you.
nice big cutout. Well, I just bought a house, so I want the county to hurry up on my paperwork so I don't have to pay property taxes. That's what I want.
Yeah. Good one.
Well, with my disability rating, I'm tax exempt in this state, but they're just dragging their damn feet. And that's what I want for Christmas is the county to hurry the hell up.
All right. Send him a telegram.
You send a telegram, jump in the send them the cutout. But if you hold a baseball bat.
Like one of those big cutout fat heads.
All right, guys. Well, if that's all we got. I'll catch you next week.
Nick,
there was one other question that popped up in the chat. I don't think you saw it.
Thanks again, Nick.
When to do the Maximize Your Strength program, although Dave replied in a very Arnold way.
Yeah.
Where is it? So the question was just when to do the maximize your strength?
So it says, second year consistently weightlifting. Should I wait another year before I do the Maximize Your Strength program? Dave replied, do it. Do it now.
Yeah. Do it. Why? Get strong now. There you go. There's your answer. There's no there's
I'm
no
doing that one. I'm doing that one right now because I'm still struggling coming back from shingles. So I said, fuck it, and just went straight into it. And I'm glad I did. It's really helping.
There you go.
Yeah, do it.
You've got user feedback. Do it.
Actually, Nick, do you know how the app is made so that it recommends the new program?
Nope.
No, because I tend to think a lot about which program should I take, and then I said, okay, I just go with what's recommended, and I don't overthink.
That's an Adam and Catch question because they designed all that. I don't know what criteria it uses, but knowing how they've built everything else and the stuff that the thought that they put into it, I'm sure it has a rhyme and a reason. And if it hasn't steered you wrong thus far, then it's doing its job. Because you're putting in all the data to the app, so it knows it knows you, right?
Yeah.
So it's giving you based off of the stuff you've done and the data you put in. That's typically how that stuff works. But as far as like the ins and outs, that isn't my lane, and I try not to get in lanes that aren't mine.
So if somebody's recommended program would be the max strength program, then they should just go with it and don't overthink it.
I mean, especially if they haven't run it, why not? You know, a lot of people overthink too much of this. I come from the other side of the spectrum of underthink, and I'll pay for the repercussions later. And that has its own set of problems. But people overthink this stuff too much. If you haven't done it, just run it. Just because it's called maximize your strength, you don't think you're strong enough. I mean, I was doing strongman for 2 weeks before I did my first contest. I know people are like, I'm gonna train for strongman this whole year. Just fucking go. Just go. So if it's recommending you a program you don't think you're ready, find out if you're not ready or not. Run it. See what happens. I bet you'll surprise yourself.
I think maybe some hesitation for the maximize strength program is because of the recommendation. There it is written that you should do 3 to 4 years of consistent lifting before trying that program. So maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, that could be very well it. And you know what? That's a rule of thumb for, you got to think like case by case basis changes things. Whereas like we're talking about mass population, a broad spectrum of people, where people either think they're more advanced than they are, or they are severe. There's like no happy median, and it's hard to judge when you've only been lifting a couple years. Like, am I intermediate? Am I beginner? It's hard to get right. So typically, a lot of people think they're more advanced than they are, or they don't realize how advanced they are based on. And my criteria for that, I actually had this conversation with Catch and Adam, because my criteria for that was a little different, right? And it's not because I live in a world where you have elite athletes. It's because I coached and programmed for years. So I looked at advanced and intermediate and beginner on how someone moved and the amount of movement patterns within their ability that they could do without like a certain level of coaching. Like, to nutshell it, intermediate was like a moderate amount of coaching, focusing on compound lifts, but assistance, they're pretty hands-free. Whereas advanced, it's just fine-tuning anytime there's coaching. Whereas beginner, it's much more hands-on all the way across the board. You're learning to build that index. This is a little bit different because of just the nature of an app and the amount of people. You have to have left and right parameters. So it was a little bit of a learning curve for me to adjust my view on that. Not necessarily view, understanding of how they were categorizing it. So it's, if you're doing, if you're able to squat, bench, and deadlift or overhead competently, mostly, there's no reason why you can't run maximize your strength. I mean, look how many people in here are here every single time, but they're also running maximize your strength. So it's like you have more reasons to do it than not to.
Yeah, those are good points.
Anyone else before we close up shop? No? All right. Well, I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. It was another fun one.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thank you.
Nick.